And we're live. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ortiz. Today we're going to be talking to the creator of Armadillo Justice or Armadillo Justice 1. Um, we're in different time zones. I hate to start my streams late, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. And hopefully, the young individual will join in at soon, so we can go ahead and get this going. You know, don't mind my bright orange shirt. Y'all gonna have to look at something till he comes in. So why not? So I put the links in the chat already, and so you guys can go on your leisure to check it out. The young man, I'm still waiting on the guest to pop in. So you know what? We can do that real quick. Share. Boom. Kyle, how you doing? Big Gates, meine Freunde. Alles good? Hey, Muscle Car Pracer, how y'all doing? I appreciate y'all coming in and joining me. I'm waiting on the guest of honor to show up. Joshua, what's up, buddy? The magical wrench, Joshua Hughes in the house. So I'm waiting on the guest to show up, right? And present to everyone. I'm waiting on the guest to come up. Hey, Purple Gang, what's going on? I'm glad y'all are showing up. So hopefully when the guest shows up, Humphrey Bear, thank you for joining. Then we can get this thing rolling. But right now, like I said, Hawk Sanders reached out to me, and he has a Kickstarter for a comic book called Armadillo Justice, which looks like a fun book. So I told him, there he is.
Make sure that mic isn't working.
Hey. Okay, he's there. Let me put it on freeform. Zach, you good?
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
I can definitely hear you, sir.
Awesome.
I kind of started out a little bit without you. I apologize.
No worries.
So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Mr. Hawk Sanders, creator of. Are you the creator or the editor? Or talk to me about this.
I'm an editor, and I run a couple different divisions at Rising Sun. I run Rising Sun Comics nonprofit and Rising Sun Publishing. So publishing, we actually produce creator-owned IPs and projects that are not owned by Rising Sun. And nonprofit are books that we're not allowed to make profit on, that are actually other properties owned by, other things. Are just meant for fans of particular material. So if you're looking for us, you might find some Action Force stuff that would be in our nonprofit category, or G.I. Joe nonprofit category, Transformers, stuff along that lines. It's just meant for online fun. We do a subscription service where, if you're interested in those materials, we ship them to your door for $6.50 every month. We haven't had too many complaints. A lot of people enjoy what they're getting in the mail.
Right.
We make no money off of that. To clarify, we make not a penny, not a dime. So that's just for the love of comics. And so our publishing division is we work with a lot of different studios that come in, and that's what we call them, studios. They're probably companies prior to that are wanting to get the distribution and get their books further out there. So that is our Rising Sun Publishing. So we take on them as a studio and publish them through the means that Rising Sun has.
That's nice. So I met you through KP, right?
Yes. He's part of our studios. He's part of the Rising Sun Publishing
Right.
studios.
All right. So tell me, let me see. I'm going to go back to screen sharing. Your Indiegogo. So tell me, how'd you get into the business, and I mean, obviously the love of comics.
Yeah.
But what brought you into the business? what are your goals and aspirations, and what are you hoping to accomplish with this Kickstarter?
Well, our Kickstarter is running live. Please come support us. This is Armadillo Justice. It's evil ants trying to colonize the world, and armadillos trying to stop them. So this is a it's a fun book meant to entertain, and we've already produced 12 issues of this, and Rising Sun has already kind of put these books out there. This is the trade paperback, is what you're pledging to. If you want to come join us, this is going to get you in read order those books sent to your door. We got some great stretch goals and everything for it. So that's what's going on with our Kickstarter. We still have some time to go on our Kickstarter. We're pretty early in the process. I think it's going well for us. I did want to point out there that what we're doing with our Kickstarter and where this book is coming out of. This book is a Rising Sun owned IP. I actually came up with it when I was in college, and whenever Rising Sun was really kind of getting underway. We originally started in like 1999. We've been around since 1999, and we were originally doing those fan-based comics, those non-profit works back then. And in 2011, we decided to make a shift. We wanted to shift away from nonprofit because it was hard to maintain a business that way, and push into an indie published style books. And this is one of the first one that came out. This was an idea I had in college about these crazy armadillos that had to deal with these ants. And I had a lot of wonderful mentors that were helping me on this project. And it was merely for entertainment. Originally, I had actually toy designs to go along with the project, because that's actually what I am in my day job. I'm actually a toy designer. That's what I do. I do this on the side of creating comics, and slowly over this time, comics is kind of taking the main front of what I do most of my day now. As I still do freelance for toy design. So. Nice. And I want to let people know that what we're doing with our trade paperbacks, and what you're going to see with our trade paperbacks, is there's going to be more of these to come later on. This is to put money in the pockets of these creators. Rising Sun isn't keeping any profit off of this. The company is just going to print the books. Any profit left over is going back to every single one of these creators that you're seeing here listed on this trade paperback. Awesome. We like to take care of our people, and this is one of our ways that we thought we could take care of our people. So please, if you're watching this, jump out to Kickstarter, go like, subscribe, even if it's $1, even if you can just share it, it makes a big difference, and it makes a big difference for these passionate artists and creators. Did I answer all of your question? I think I did.
Thank you. I do ask a lot of questions, and not necessarily in a specific order, but I know you're short on time because you're on the West Coast. In the East Coast, so I got a little bit more time. I know it's like 2 a.m. at your time. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see the Google Hangouts, but what I'm going to do is I am going to focus on your Kickstarter page, ask you some questions about that, if you don't mind. Show that to the guests and anybody who may be interested. By the way, people, all of Rising Sun's social media is in the description, along with the Kickstarter link. And if you scroll up to the top of the chat, you're going to see all the information all over again. So you all can go click and look at your leisure. Now, here's one of the things that I like. Since this is already done, right? Hawk has already put a link for the first issue. Is that right?
That is correct. You can read the whole first issue at our website, risingsuncomics.com.
All right. So the Kickstarter is actually kind of modest. It's a $1,500 goal stretch. At $1,500 goal, you've got 563. You are 1/3 of the way there. So the book is called Armadillo Justice, and you got a $10 pledge support without a. This is one thing that I want to mention to everybody, because a lot of people are leery about Kickstarters. This is an all or nothing campaign. Hawk, can you explain what that means to the audience?
All or nothing. It means that if we don't reach that $1,500 marker, then we don't get to keep any of it. All of your money gets returned back to you. So if we don't hit our funding goal, you get all of your money back. So if we do hit our money, then of course we go into fulfillment, and we're getting your books and materials that you pledged out to you. As far as risks and reward, it's, there are always a couple risk and reward. I don't think that this one has much. All the books are done. Rising Sun has already proven that it's a competent publisher, and we get our books out on time. Most of the stuff is printed. We've already printed the proof. We've already tested a lot of this stuff, so most of it's ready to go.
Awesome. So what I like to do after you give all that is go through the tiers and have you explain the tiers out to the folks just to see what they're getting, as I don't want to read them or misinterpret or misrepresent. Excuse me, or misrepresent your tiers. So you have a $10 pledge without a reward, which means out of the kindness of your heart, if you want to see this project go out, you just give them $10. You also have a pledge $5 or more. It says, what's your $5 pledge? Go ahead, Hawk. I'm not going to take your thunder. I want this to be about you.
So our $5 pledge here is going to get you a digital copy of the trade paperback. For $5, you can get that. That's our, we're going to email that to you once the funding is complete. So that's pretty much an instant reward should you decide to go with a $5 marker.
Oh, that's instant. So and as soon as the campaign is closed, you just get your PDF.
That is correct.
Awesome. You also have a pledge US 10 or more.
So this is a digital proof of volume 1, and what we're going to do there is should you pledge at this goal, we're going to put a thank you in the back of the book, because not only is it important to promote our artists and promote our IPs and promote the projects that we're passionate about, but also promote those people that have stood behind us and will pledge behind us to help us achieve the goals that we're after.
Nice. It's always good to see the artist, give a little, not get a little recognition, but give a little something back to the readers. You have a pledge 25 or more.
So this is going to get you a print copy of the book. It'll also get you the digital copy as well. So you're going to get both. We're gonna give you the digital copy right away. But then what we're going to do is we're going to pack you up a print copy and get it out to you, and your name is still going in that thank you page.
I like what it says on there. It ships anywhere in the world. So that's included in the 25, but that's 25 plus shipping.
That is correct. Yes.
Included with the 25.
Well, no, the 25 is not including the shipping. The shipping will be added afterward, I believe.
Okay.
If I'm correctly set up on that. So, but it does ship anywhere in the world. We have an exclusive contract with a shipper that kind of gets us pretty good deals for going all over the world. So.
Nice. Excuse me. You have a pledge 40 or more.
So if you're going to jump in at the $40 marker, you're getting not one, but 2 exclusive Armadillo Justice prints. And we're going to, we haven't decided which 2 we're going to go with, but there will be 2 exclusive Armadillo Justice prints. I think actually they show a couple of them here in this rewards section that you might be looking at now.
Yeah.
So they're still in fluctuation. We're still knocking out some color on them, but you're going to get that. You're going to get the printed copy of the book. You're also going to get the digital download, and you're going to get get your name on the thank you page. So you're getting those 2 print copies, a printed book, a digital download, and the thank you.
Nice. So yeah, you got it illustrated over here. So you have also. So we covered that. No, we didn't cover the $50, which says, I love Austin Brooks.
So Austin Brooks is our artist, and he is an amazing artist. I couldn't have asked for a better penciler on this book. He's phenomenal. If you haven't seen his work, please go check him out. He's on Facebook. He's on DeviantArt. You can see a lot of his work there too, but he's been exclusively penciling Armadillo Justice for us for quite some time now. and I just can't say enough about his work. Um, so for this this $50 tier, what you're going to get is you're going to get everything that you got before. So at the $40 marker, and I think we skipped that, so I'm going to jump back to that $40.
Go ahead.
You're going to get the digital download. You're going to get the signed print or of the trade paperback. So we're going to sit around. We're all going to sign your trade paperback and send it to you of the Armadillo Justice one. You're going to get the digital download. You're going to get the 2 Armadillo Justice prints, and you're going to get the thank you page. So you're going to get all of that in the $40 marker. Now the $50 marker would get you all of those items plus a 5x7 print done by Austin Brooks. So he's gonna sit down. He's gonna knock out an exclusive 5x7 print made exclusively for you by him, and then we're gonna get them all shipped to you. So that's our $50 marker.
Nice. And then you have an $80 tier.
The $80 tier, of course, it's going to get you everything that we talked about before, the 5x7 print done by Austin. It's going to get you the printed copy, the digital copy. It's going to get you the 2 prints. And what we keep missing here is you're also going to get the next book, a digital download of the next book in the series. So we thought that since they're all done, and you've bought the book, maybe you want to read more. So we're going to give you a digital copy to continue your reading of the next issue that would be in line. On top of that, you're also going to get an Armadillo Justice T-shirt, and as you can see it here, it has a little bit of everything going on there. We've got the 3 armadillos placed on the badge, and you can see that there's a dead ant, kind of like they hit that ant with the pesticide.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna let you keep going. Your next tier, it should be a $120 tier.
So the $120 tier, that seems to be the hot one at the moment. That's the one everyone's after, right? So you're getting everything that you've gotten before, and hold on just a moment, guys. I do apologize. I'm here with my infant daughter at home. She's 3 months old. So could we just take a pause just for a second? I will be right back.
No problem. I'll go ahead and entertain the troops for you.
Thank you. I will be right back.
As Mr. Hawk is away, I wanted to take a moment to look at some of his artwork. So let's go over here, because you can download issue 1 right at the Indiegogo site. So what we're going to do is, since he's not around to defend himself, we're going to look at some of his artwork, and I hope that this shows up pretty well. So this is from issue 1. So I'm going to go through a couple of pages. I will not read them for you. I don't know how many pages I can go before he hits me with a copyright, but I am promoting him. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this because why not? We got to entertain the audience. So here we have some more graphics. I like the artwork, to be honest with you. It's cartoonish, but I mean, look at the expression on the faces. So the artist can actually convey expression in storytelling. So I like that, to be honest with you. So we're looking at some more of the artwork. Hey, y'all getting a sneak peek at the first issue. I mean, not that you can't do this on your own, folks, but hey, Hawk, how you doing?
I'm back. She's joining us here just off screen.
No problems. Hey, those things happen. Don't worry about it. So what I did is I clicked on the link, and I was going through a few pages of your first issue that anybody can download for free. And so that's what I was doing. But now that you're back.
Yeah, we really wanted to push hopefully you can see it. We really wanted to push a cartoon flavor to it.
Yes.
I mean, we could have.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Jewish kind of feel to the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I got that's the first thing I said when I started flipping through it. I said it's got a cartoonish feel, but the artist is good because you can see the facial expressions is conveying a message, is conveying the story through the art as well. as the text, and that's something that you want. You want your drawings to tell the story as well. So that's awesome. And I think we were talking about the $120 tier before Baby Sanders said, I want some attention as well. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're breaking up just a little bit. I don't know if it's on my side or yours. But
Oh, I apologize. I hope it's not on my side. So we were talking, I think we left off on the $120 tier.
for this $120 tier, and these are almost gone. There's only 2 left. So for this $120 tier, you're getting the digital download, you're getting you're getting the print, you're getting the of Armadillo Justice Volume 1, you're getting the T-shirt, you're getting the digital download of the next copy, you're getting the 2 Armadillo Justice prints that you can hang on your wall, you're getting a custom, and this is the one that's really going, a custom Austin Brooks 8x10 drawing of anything you want. So
Nice.
he's going to knock you out something you want drawn. Where the other one he'll be choosing for you. This one you get to choose yourself with that 8x10. So we're gonna, and like I said, those are almost gone. I'm really surprised how fast they went. So
yeah, you'd be surprised how much people want original artwork.
Yeah.
And if you think, excuse me, if you think about it, original artwork for $120 plus everything you're getting, the T-shirt and all that, is not that expensive. I paid $150 for an original, and that was a 9x10 black and white. So you see what I'm saying? If you go to the cons or you ask for commissions, they go up in price pretty quick depending on the artist that you get. So that can happen. So you got 20 plus pages, T-shirts, posters, custom artwork, and you said you got some stretch goals, but these are locked, so updates to follow. So I wanted to look at your.
we can talk about those stretch goals. That's what I want to talk about. I'm excited.
Well, let's talk about the stretch goals,
right?
Yeah,
right?
Go for it.
So what you're seeing here is you're seeing 2 exclusive wallpapers. So that's what we've got lined up for you next. And then after that, we're going to do, I know buttons are a big thing. We've got some exclusive buttons that we're really looking at doing with some lenticular buttons with. So it's all been costed out. We're good to go. So that's the one stretch goal after this. The big one that everyone's excited for, and that's if we get there. If we get to 7,500, then we are actually going to do a minimum articulated action figure as the stretch goal.
Nice.
So, so I know that's a little far out there, but if we make it that far, that's what we're gonna get.
That's awesome, dude. So let me see if I can get out of here. Oh, so here's another thing that I found interesting on your site is that you can actually buy the issues independently if you so chose to.
You can, yes.
So these issues are still available for sale as independent issues, not as the trade paperback. So that's cool. I mean, I wanted to go back to your site and, well, it's okay. Let me see if I can, because now I'm going back through everything. And that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That's awesome. Look at these facial expressions.
Yeah, whenever I was coming up with this concept, I was in Texas at the time, and I didn't always work in the art industry. I used to work actually industrial construction,
right?
Before going to that. It's a really weird switch up, I know, but now what you're looking at is you're on Rising Sun Publishing.
Yeah,
Rising Sun Publishing is our hub where you're going to find kind of everything that you need to know. So there's 2 sites to be aware of. Rising Sun Publishing houses our store. Rising Sun Comics is going to show you what those properties and IPs are about. So here you're also going to find Silk and Metal Tim 2, which just dropped. For those of you that picked up the first one, the second one just come out today. So you can get that in print and digital copies as well. And a lot of these scrollers that you're seeing here will either link you to the store or they're going to take you to one of our sites somewhere along the way.
It's nice.
So, and I gotta say, that Costas he's growing exponentially. Like every time we meet, I see new artwork from him, his artwork just gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
You know, he's been someone that I've been a pleasure to work with, just to see his work ethic of not giving up and continuing to push his artwork, his understanding of what it takes to actually get the book done and get it out there, and his involvement. So I can't be more proud of him. But please support him and his book.
Yeah, KP is a friend of the show. He's been on here a couple of times. he's a good guy. I like him a lot. He reached out, and you know, I'm always willing to lend out the channel for you know, for anybody that needs help on anything, you know. So let's go to the store, you know, and I'm not gonna take a lot of your time because I know, like you said, it's 2 o'clock over there. You have subscription packages, digital books, printed books. Nice.
I don't know. You know, I think we might be unique in the. You okay, honey?
Look at that sweetie pie.
She decided to join us. Was there a bone in that milk?
That's awesome. I'm a big family man, so I love it. I love it.
Here we go. She's just out of camera angle.
How old is she?
3 months. She's trying to stretch those legs. So
I hear you, man. That's amazing. Love it. So how many?
Yeah. So what you're
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
What you're seeing here is you're seeing our Rising Sun Publishing store. This is where we house kind of everything. You want to buy something from Rising Sun. This is where you go to find it. New releases across the top. Seer issue 2 came out last month. Silk and Metal Tim 2 just came out yesterday, I believe. Yes, yesterday. Newest issue of Cobra the Enemy. Actually, that red dot is coming from our New Zealand studio. So you may notice that these icons change in the top corner. That's to signify which studio it's coming out of.
Nice. And you were saying that you were unique, and then I cut you off. So you're saying you were unique in the sense that because we were talking about your digital books, your printed books, and your subscription services. And then you're saying you were unique, and then I cut you off, and I apologize. I hope you didn't lose your train of thought because I was really interested in what you were about to say.
I don't know of too many people besides the big boys that are really doing subscription services anymore. Yeah, so I think we might be unique in that category where we actually still run a subscription service. I don't know. Do you know of anyone that's still running subscription services?
Maybe Peter Semeri at Alterna.
Okay.
Maybe I would have to check him out. He's another independent publisher. I don't know if you heard of Alterna or Peter Semeri, but it's kind of, you know, he might be also running subscription, but I'm not 100% sure. Usually, like I'll go to a site like yours or Peter's. I'll find a book or books that I like, and I'll just order the whole set because you guys are actually reasonably priced. Both of you guys, like you're not paying $20-$30 per issue. You know, you're paying like maybe $3-$5 per issue. You know, or you'll throw. You know, I don't know how if you do like a bundle package, like issues 1, 2, 3 for X amount. You know, stuff like that.
So what we try to do is here at the store, it's a little, you know, we don't really offer bundles too much, but if you catch us at a convention, we normally do offer bundles there, and you can actually get the books just a little bit cheaper if you catch us at a convention. So that's a great way. We've had several people that just waited until we went to convention and then come and bought 13 copies of something that we were doing. What a lot of people don't know is when you get to the store here, if you scroll down, you can get a lot more information. You can see what books have come out of the nonprofit division, variant covers, all of that. You just keep scrolling. You're going to get to all of our other titles that we offer. So you're still in the nonprofit division. There's probably 120 books in that division.
Wow. You guys are busy.
We are. Well, hopefully it shows our passion and our quality, as you're looking through it.
They go subscription packages.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Rising Sun Comics Oceania. That's the New Zealand division, or?
That was once the New Zealand division. They've since expanded, and now they are Oceania. So they've expanded twice now. They were Rising Sun Comics New Zealand, then they became Rising Sun Comics uh, Trans Tasmania because we started working with Australia quite a bit, and now there's a lot of island nations that have jumped on board. So we had to change the name again.
Nice.
We're getting a global footprint.
And there goes Rising Comics Published Studios.
You might see the website looks a little odd here with some gaps in it. There's a big update about to drop on the website.
Nice. And there goes, of course, KP stuff. Stilk and Metal Tim.
You buy both first and second issues, which we have in stock right now. I just checked them in yesterday.
And Tag Team. And then I think we are, oh, no, there's more. And then you got Armadillo Justice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the one that's about to come out, or that's already out?
No, 6. There's one on the next line there of the main title.
Disregard.
And then if you keep scrolling down, you run into our subtitle, Tall Tales, which was Tall Tales was intended for it to be a kid book. It was intended to just be fun for kids. So it had all kinds of activities in the back, like coloring pages and mazes and things for you to solve. We created an ant language that you had to code break for it. So that's what Tall Tales was originally intended. What we found out was, kids were reading it. Moms would buy it for kids, but just as many moms would buy it as adults would be buying it, solving all of those things. So, so that's where the read order comes in. What we're going to do is we're going to put both Armadillo Justice Tall Tales and Armadillo Justice the regular series in read order as we go through these trade paperbacks.
Okay. So the campaign is for how many of these books?
I believe it's for 4 or 5.
So it's 1 through 4?
So I think the first one goes issue 0 of the Tall Tales, issue 1 of Tall Tales, then it goes Armadillo Justice 1, 2, and then I think it jumps back for Armadillo Justice Tall Tales 3.
Okay, cool.
So it's putting them in read order of how you might want to read them if you had the whole series.
Nice.
So there's actually 13 issues of Armadillo Justice content here on our website.
I see this. And then you got Black Lotus.
Black Lotus Empire. That's a really pretty book. It's pretty, very pretty. Great content. It's about what happens whenever there is all of the nuclear waste that happens in China and how that's affecting generations after. So the whole book takes place in China.
Nice. You got a lot of titles.
We do, with more to come. Collapse has been a really good book as well. If you're interested in The Walking Dead, it's kind of got that kind of feel with it. What we were doing is we were looking at the team that was on it was looking at post-apocalyptic story and real-life mutations.
Nice.
And how that would actually how would that play out whenever you the minority is actually 100% human.
Wow, this is a lot of content. So off the wall question, say if you're an artist, like a KP or one of these other content creators, how would they contact you if they wanted to contact you to be published or be part of the team?
So the best way to contact us is right here on the publishing site. We actually have a contact button, and you can actually contact us.
Let's see.
You
comics.
Well, if you click on those, you're going to go to our many other sites. So you might want to scroll to the top.
Scroll to the top. Failure to follow instructions. There it goes. So I'm gonna click on that. I mean, it's not, I'm just gonna click just to see what it does because I'm curious. Curiosity. Okay, cool. Normal contact page. Got it. Awesome.
So by sending that to us, you're going to get the email address and tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your book, and tell us how long you've been at this, and tell us what you're wanting to get out of it. You know, we're trying to bring in creators that have the same like-minded goal here within Rising Sun, and Rising Sun Publishing is greater. We created Rising Sun Publishing because our contracts for joining Rising Sun were pretty heavy. We do contracts. We make sure that our people are taken care of, and we really try to take care of them. And so those were a little too heavy. Rising Sun Studios, they all own their own IP. Rising Sun doesn't, they have to protect their own IP, where
Right.
anything else that's owned by Rising Sun is protected by our IP lawyers and things like that.
Nice.
So because of that, we take a much smaller percentage, and we don't have really creative say-so in what goes in those books and how they're set up. But we are fully supportive of them as they're fully supportive of us, and that's really what we're looking for if you want to join the Rising Sun Studios as you're coming into your own book. And we have several people that are actually waiting. If you're one of those people waiting, we're working on it. We're actually trying to bring in a new director that can take over from me and actually help run that division. So you are listed. And we just got to get an email back out to you.
There you go, public service announcement. So like I said, usually I take about an hour to do it, but I know it's really late over there. And we covered a whole,
Okay.
and we covered a whole bunch. But I'm gonna go back to the Indiegogo. Excuse me. It's such a reflexive action for me because that's what I mostly deal with. But going back to the Kickstarter page, and so we have 9 backers, 30 days to go, 563, a very modest goal. So I'm hoping that those of you who are watching or will be watching this at a later time as the replay goes on, that you, if you find it interesting, that, y'all go ahead and back. Like Hawk was saying, the books are already printed and done. It's a matter of getting you a trade paperback, and he wants to do this to help take care of his artists. And speaking of artists, I usually take a minute to do this as well. So in the credits, he's got creditor. He's got creator and editor Hawk Sanders, which is the person that we're having the pleasure of speaking with right now. Assistant editor is Lindsay Hall, which I believe was on a YouTube video. Gerard Garreau. Becca Spake. Writer is Paul Scavito. Penciler is Aston Brooks. And if I'm butchering y'all's name, forgive me. English is my second language. I try. The flatter is Ryan Hansen. The colorist is Eugene Betivu. And Richie Ramirez. I can say Ramirez now. And letterist is Chris Johnson. PR is Lizzie Rhiannon. And social media is Don Mancha. Did I miss anybody?
Did we get all those inkers in there?
I do not see the inkers.
Melina Malona, a wonderful artist. Her brother has taught her everything. His brother works for Marvel. Nicholas O'Gorman. Yeah, beautiful. Enough shout out to Nick O'Gorman. Jake Eisenberg, who we've worked with on many different books. He's an amazing, talented person. And Jason Long, who has also stepped in to help with some inking here. And as we move forward, and we're hoping that this gets funded and we can do more Armadillo Justice projects in the future, some of these creative teams kind of move around Rising Sun, and we don't want anyone to get bored on working on anything after you've worked on a book for 13 issues. Sometimes it gets a little like you want to do something else for a little while. Yeah,
that's awesome. Do you have anything else that you want to say? Anything that's that you want to share? I could ask a whole bunch of questions if you want and take you all the way to 6, but
well, we can't.
I'm afraid you got the baby in hand and all that stuff, and I really don't want you to feel pressured to stay on if you don't want to.
Not feeling pressured at all. I mean, there's a ton we could talk about, but really what I want to thank here is I want to thank you for having us. Thank you for having me on board. Thank you for promoting our work here. And I wanted to thank all your listeners, for those people tuning in. And without your listeners and without those people that are supporting these projects, we really don't. There's nothing for us to do. So you keep us busy, you keep us excited, and hopefully you're liking the content.
Yeah, I when I saw it, when you sent me the link, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I like the vibe. I like the feel of what was going on. So I was pretty happy. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know, see if we can get some personalization here. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind this behind the power curve, like always. So now we just personalize. Now we can talk a little bit. Um, so how long have you been at this? Did I ask you that earlier?
When was Armadillo Justice started, or
Yeah,
when
how long
was
have you been at this whole Rising Sun Armadillo? I know you said Armadillo was like something you did in college, a passion project, if I'm not mistaken.
so I've been doing comics or been entangled with comics since '99.
Wow.
So I've been Rising Sun was the first person that I got involved with in comics, and we were doing fan-based comics. Some of them were very small strips, some of them were like one-page comics. But slowly over the time, we've grown into what we are today. It's been a slow growth process, and if it had been faster, I would have been a little worried that we might come unglued at some point. But I think we're pretty stable at this stage. So yeah, 99. So what's that put me at? 20 years?
20 years, man. Shoot. It's a long time. Y'all should be proficient at the whole industry by now.
Well, I would love to say yes, but there's always a learning process. Things are always changing. It's best to adapt with it. And
Right.
even today, we're still learning about distribution and getting better at it,
Right.
and learning about social media. Social media changes the most, I gotta say. So that's something new that we're trying to get more engaged in, be more
Yeah.
involved with.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely. I'm definitely gonna try to get the word out to other YouTube creators. There's a lot of channels that are independent creators and independent artists that I don't know if you've seen, but like we'll draw at night. Well, it's I don't know if we can get the time differences is so crazy, but like we'll sit down and some people will be drawing and some of us will be talking, keeping the chat engaged and entertained. It might be something y'all might want to do, even if it is like a pre-recorded video that y'all might want to put out. Maybe one of your artists working on some of the pencils and whatnot, without giving away too much. That might give you a little bit of buzz here and there.
Yeah, definitely. I'll send out an email and see if anyone's interested in doing a pre-recorded draw session.
Yeah, I mean, just talk about it. Say who he or she is. What book they're working on. What Rising Sun and whatnot, and maybe put it all on the One Rising Sun banner on your YouTube. You know, and because a lot of the people that buy independent comics, they love to see the creative process, and they can't see that with the big two. Those people are not putting out what they're doing. With maybe the exception of Jim Lee on Twitch, who will, do like I'm doing the cover for, Superman 52 or whatever it was, New 52. So a lot of people, like a lot of the people that tune in, they want to, they like seeing the creative process. They like seeing, how the people pencil, how the style of penciling that they do, the inking that they do. If you have a colorist, how they go through choosing the color gamut, stuff like that. And I think that'll help you out a lot, man. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. A lot of people watch that, and they like it. And if it's live, it's even better because they like to ask questions. They like to interact. There's a lot of knowledgeable people in these channels, sitting in the back channels, and they'll share their insights, and what they use and what they're not using. See, if you got Humphrey Bear saying, yes, I like seeing artistics draw, etc. It's a thing that we like to do. Like I go to other artists' channels to see them draw. I go to Gary Shipman's, Manny, and just a little group of us that hang around and do this. It's fun, for us and for the audience. It's really fun, and we get to see everything. I mean, of course, you got to protect your IPs, and you can't put everything out, but you know. Like you said, your artist is let me see what I don't want to butcher his name. Austin Brooks, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe Austin can do a pre-recorded session, of drawing whatever. and they could see saw his process. You could put it on your Kickstarter site, or you could, just start posting it out on YouTube. Uh, like some of the commissions that people did for stretch goals, they'll go on their channel and start drawing the commissions so people can start seeing what they're gonna get. Like, oh, that's my piece. That happened with me. I did a commission through Elliot Fernandez when he did his campaign, and it just so happened I was tuning in and he was drawing my piece, and I was like, yes, that's my piece. And I got super excited, started typing in, yeah, I want this, I want that, and he started interacting, but not too overbearing, just like a fun banter, like, hey, do you want this or that? I'm like, no, I want this. And as he was drawing, he was taking some of my input on the chat, and he was, and it's cool because, we people that support books and support comics, they like to be treated nice, and that's a good thing, when the artist can communicate, talk, and interact with the fan base. It's amazing. It's a win-win for everybody.
I think that's something we're gonna reach out and try to do. And I'm gonna send an email and see if we can't get some of that started. It's not a bad idea,
No, it's not. It's free publicity.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we're getting work done.
Exactly. If you're going to be drawing, right, why not record it and do two things at once? Get yourself out there, get you some publicity, get some traction going for your projects, and entertain the people that are buying your books. I mean, before, all you could do is send a letter into Marvel or DC, right, and hope that it gets put in the back of the comic book. Remember those days?
Right. Yes, I do. Yeah.
And now
you would look for your name in that. Hopefully you got a reply, hopefully you made it to the pin box,
Right. But now, you can interact, it might not be a physical interaction, but it's a digital interaction, you can talk, through chat, you can talk to the artist. If you do a pre-recording, it's not so much, but at least if the person just recorded and then just does a voiceover explaining what he was doing, because sometimes when people draw, they're not talking. And that's why I say, like myself and Josh is the artist. I'm like the color commentary. He'll be drawing. I'll white box him, and then I'll talk, to keep the crowd engaged. And they're like, man, Josh is this, Josh is that, but we have someone constantly talking to the crowd while they're watching the art. It's we're still learning. I'm still learning how to do all of this, but these are just little suggestions, I think it helps. Even KP puts 5-minute videos out on YouTube all the time of him drawing something. It's just like a quick 5-minute video, a time lapse, and he'll throw it on YouTube on his channel.
Hey, I'm going to reach out to Austin and have him do it, but be warned, Austin is a beast. It might not be 5 minutes. It might be 30 seconds for him to knock that thing out, but
as long as he can do it, and make it look amazing, people will check it out, and I mean, it's just it's so many ways that doesn't cost you anything, to try to get your name out there, like you already have a Tumblr, you already have a Twitter, maybe an Instagram page won't hurt you. You already have a Facebook, and you can link your Facebook and your Instagram pages together, so whatever you post on Facebook automatically gets posted onto Instagram. So it's little things, I mean, it's just from watching a lot of independent creators go through the process in their other campaigns, seeing what they've done and the suggestions that they have, you kind of pick up things, because we've learned by watching some of these creators do their campaigns. While they were doing their campaign, they were actually working on the book, so people were seeing progress, because it's kind of scary to back campaigns online through Kickstarter, Indiegogo, when there's no guarantee,
That I've heard a lot of people talk about that, about supporting a Kickstarter when there's no guarantee. But I'm not for certain. No offense, I'm not for certain I'm 100% on with you on that one. I totally agree with the drawing. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Let me explain. Whenever an artist comes out, they already have a reputation that you can follow, right? I mean, you probably did tons of research on Rising Sun, and I was able to do research on you too and find out your videos and what you had drawn. No, but it's true, right? It's true. That's part of the process. So, there's a couple things in question out there, Jimmy, just to let you know.
Oh, question about what, me?
And I was trying to deliver a joke, guys. I'm sorry. I failed miserably.
No, no,
I'm going to work on these dad jokes. I've got a lot. I've got 18 years to pull this off. So.
No, but you're right. And I don't have a lot of content, but I mean, I've got a couple of drawings and whatnot. And if you've seen me, then you've seen a lot of Josh's drawing.
So,
You know,
but my point about that is that there should be some kind of evidence as to whether or not there is a responsibility trail of work ethic and ability
right?
to commit to that out there.
Yeah,
And I've even kind of played around with the ideas on Kickstarter. Should we even let people know who our artists are and what is their backgrounds? And here's where you can find their social media pages to kind of see what they've done and how many books they put out. Would that
right.
help with the ability to eliminate fear of backing a Kickstarter? Just an idea. Just an idea for discussion, really.
I mean, and that's how you
You like
learn,
that
right?
idea?
Hey, girlie, how you doing? She's like, look, I got an idea too. All right, I'm trying to get it out, but it's not
She's
quite clear. You are not at my level yet, but when you get to my level, you will understand. That's what she's saying. No, but no,
she's an indie. We're starting indie comics fans earlier in this household.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, but you're right. You're right. You know, there's a lot to be discussed, and I don't know everything, and I don't think everybody knows everything about the indie comic industry and everything that needs to be done. I think a lot of people are, excuse me, learning as they go along, and which is something that we've seen with the other campaigns on the Indiegogo with a lot of the other artists. They were learning as they went along. You know, they were getting the Indiegogos going. They didn't realize how much work it was. You know, they didn't realize some of the issues with the printing and the publishing, choosing the paper, you know, choosing the right printer, you know, getting fulfillment services depending on how many books they sold, you know, things like that. So there's a lot to be talked to, you know, but you guys are a publishing company, so a lot of that stuff is already knocked out, right?
Yeah, we've got that solved. We have a factory in China that we print with, as well as one. We of course also use Greco printing in New York, which everyone is aware of, or it's not New York; it's actually Upper Michigan, I think, is where it's at. But so we've solved a lot of this stuff along the way, and have worked out some of these issues. We have a quality control that everything goes through to check, make sure that all the pages are done. We have several different steps and processes to resolve this at this point. I'm curious to know from your point, Jimmy, what do you find, the difference between Indiegogo and Kickstarter, of course, is one is all or nothing. With Indiegogo, you can actually continue to produce work and have it funded throughout. Do you find Indiegogo more challenging than Kickstarter as far as crowdfunding platforms?
No, the reason why I asked if you have an Indiegogo as opposed to a Kickstarter is because in our side, in the independent comic book industry, or where some people term the Comicsgate people, and then there's people that are independent, and then there's people that say they're Comicsgate adjacent, right? But a lot of times, this community has built things like IndieCron, right? And this is a website, right? And what it does is it pulls data from Indiegogo, so it lists the book. You know what? It's easier to show than to explain.
Maybe your readers want to see this as well. As we're getting into a discussion of
So
these platforms.
let me go back to sharing again real quick. I apologize. I don't want to steal your thunder from your book.
No. I brought up the question. I'm just as interested as all of your listeners are.
Yeah, most of these guys is supposed to be sharing. My computer is acting funkalicious. Hold on, people. I'm getting the Windows circle of death over here on the share button. Well, anyway, so IndieCron was created by a guy named Pixel Trader. He's a friend of the show as well, even though he never really comes on. But basically what it does is a website that lists all the comic books. Well, There's been some changes on it, but the initial concept was if you were an independent comic creator and you were on Indiegogo, you reached out to Indicron. Indicron would list you on their site, right? And it basically is like a spreadsheet, and it'll have your campaigns, it'll have clickable links, it'll take you to their site, to their Indiegogo campaign where you can back or not back. It'll tell you who the artists are, how much money it's made, when it's going to close, if it's still on demand, all the information you need to know, right? And it gives it to you in a nice, neat, site, in a linkable kind of like list type thing, right? So basically, that's basically it, But it's a nice little site, and it's going through some changes as well. And I'm still getting the circle of death over here, which is amazing because now I don't know what's showing on my screen.
So what was the reasoning for it? Was that just for indie people that wanted to follow indie publishers and an easier way to find out who's who? Or
yeah, well, the original thing. Okay, so when people started doing the independent comics creator, the Comicsgate movement took place, and no one would list anybody that was affiliated with Comicsgate anywhere, as far as these are books to look out for, these are books that are coming out. So the solution was to create Indicron. And then Indicron originally was for anybody that was independent, but I think there's been a change in politics, and I think they are only Comicsgate now. It says the Comicsgate Hub. And that's one thing that's kind of unfortunate. But the other thing is they only work because they're so tied into Indiegogo, because all of the everybody that was Comicsgate was led kind of like said, hey, let's go to Indiegogo because they're a more friendly platform. And I don't know how true or false that is. I haven't published anything. So I'm just going by what the big creators have said, like Ethan Banks, Skywers, and the Mike S. Millers, and all these other guys that are in this independent movement now that used to work for DC or Marvel, and for some reason or another are now just deciding to be independent creators. So this site was an answer to that, like, okay, nobody wants to look at our books, so we'll build our own site to list our own books. It'll let you know what books are coming out. It'll let you know when the campaign's closed. It'll let you know the artists, and it'll link you to the Indiegogo site. So that's what that was created for. Unfortunately, I am getting this circle of death still, which is no good. Oh no!
So now that it's only for Comicsgate, isn't that a little limited in its scope? I'm just curious.
It is, but I don't understand everything that went on with that, so I can't give you a complete and total answer on that. There were some things that happened, and it created a scare, and I don't know how true or false it is because I haven't really talked in depth with Pixel Trader about it. So anything I give you could be misinformed, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to misinform anybody. But there was a scare that happened, and they decided to narrow the scope of the people that they were going to list on there to people that are part of this movement. But
go ahead. It's a great idea. I mean, I'm certain that just having one place where you can go find indie publishers and what they're doing right now is a great idea. It's a shame that it's kind of narrowed in that scope, of that. Not that there's anything against Comicsgate or anything against anyone else, but it would seem like it would kind of, of anyone that maybe not knowing of this particular place isn't going to go look for it unless you're a part of Comicsgate now. Yeah.
Yeah, and that, like I said, I don't know all the details of what happened and why. So I'm not gonna lie or make up a story because I'm part of the community, and I don't wanna say anything that's not false. That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, and I'm definitely not trying to get into any political debates here either. So.
I don't do it either, man. I leave all that stuff out. I like to talk about the books, the author, the creators, challenges and stuff like that. I don't get into all the other stuff. I mean, I think if a book is good, Like I think I like your book. I think if a book is good, then I definitely want to put it on the show, get people going.
Thank
You
you.
know, maybe they're interested in it, and whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is awesome. You know, and we got Wiles 3Ds in the house. He's saying good afternoon. I cannot type or anything. I don't want to touch anything because I might lose the stream. At least you can still hear me though, right?
I can. Yeah, I can.
Can
Yeah.
you see anything on my
I'm not
side?
getting. I'm not getting any feed, any text feed, so it could be on my side. I don't
No,
know.
no, my computer's locked up for some reason. It's probably catching an update at a bad time. And I really apologize to everybody for that. I cannot type on the chat. Um, I am so sorry, folks. I didn't know what's going on with my system. Sometimes these things happen, but as long as
Well,
we can
if
talk,
we're right at the marker too. So if any of these questions are there, you can always drop me a line at any one of our email addresses, Rising Sun Publishing or Rising Sun Comics. They always get filtered out and go to whoever they need to. So we've got someone monitoring that, those emails. And if you're interested in working with us, you can send that over there as well. It'll get moved over to HR, and someone will get in contact with you. We always try to get back to everyone that submits work to us. Um, it's one of our rules for our HR department. So it's been a pleasure, Jimmy, of you having me on. Thank you so much.
likewise,
And
maybe I could do a show where it's late for me and early for you, and we can talk again. I would love to have you on again. Maybe get your artistic team on before your campaign closes, and
yeah,
talk shop, talk art, talk book, talk storylines. We didn't even get a chance to really
yeah.
talk about the story. I am so sorry,
So
but
it is no worry. There's a lot of content, so it's we're constant. Yeah, we could definitely set up something and do something in the future if you're
oh,
down for it.
definitely, definitely. I would love to talk the storyline with you one of these days. Maybe set it up where it's more reasonable for you and me. Just because your campaign is 30 days out, I wanted to get you on ASAP as soon as possible because I wanted at least to see if I can get some of the word out, some of the people, see they're interested in the campaign and see if they're interested in supporting you. And of course, to talk to them about Rising Sun Comics because I think it's a great thing what you're doing there. Giving a house and a publishing housing, for people that are independent and wanted to create, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely a passion project, and we're so happy to have all of those people on board and continue to look for more people that are like-minded. So thank you, Jimmy, for having us. And my little one says goodbye too. She's
All right.
she's kind of going into a milk coma here.
All right, Hawk. Thank you very much. And I'm just going to shut my computer down and hope this shuts the stream down. Hope everybody has a blessed evening. And I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.